Hey everyone, welcome back to World of Warcraft Classic Era and our Night Elf Priest. I appreciate you joining me today, and I hope you are all doing well. We are back in Tanaris for today, and we are going to be working on our pirate-related quests. I think they are typically referred to as the South Sea Pirates. Right around this peninsula over here. It's more of just a beach, I guess. We've already got our quest for Captain Firebeard, I think his name is. We've got a couple more to pick up here at Steamweedle Port. So, let's get started.
Got the best deals anywhere.
You are the help the cartel sent? I suppose you'll do. Listen carefully, priest. As you know, I'm a procurer of fashionable apparel for the elite of Azerothian society. Kings and queens, war chiefs, and, well, whatever the Horde calls their queens, all wear what I choose is in style. And they pay through the nose for it, which is the best part. So here's what is going to happen. You head down to Lost Rigger Cove and acquire a lot of pirate hats by whatever means. Do you think you can handle that?
Be good.
By whatever means, huh? Usually there's only one way to collect something in Classic. Oh, interesting. We have another quest here for Stoli's shipment. I think that came all the way from
Good day to you.
Stranglethorn Vale, if I'm not mistaken. I owe Seawolf McKinley in Booty Bay some rum to settle a bet, but I'm all out of rum. Captain Quergo stole my last shipment, and he has it stowed in the walled pirate town to the south. If you can find my shipment of rum and return it to me, then I can prove to McKinley that Kalimdor's booze beats the dirt out of Booty Bay.
See you around.
Time is money, friend.
And South Sea Shakedown. Arg, they want the impossible from me. The Steamweedle cartel wants me to teach the South Sea pirates a lesson. The problem is that I can't be in two places at once. I need to stay here to keep the peace. Of late, the pirates have been disregarding the protection money that the cartel regularly forks over. So, I'd like to temporarily deputize you to go down there and show them what for. You'll find them at Lost Rigger Cove, which is not too far to the south. Thanks, Alindria. I owe you one.
Be good.
All right. Get buffed up before we head out, as we're going to run into some pirates pretty quickly, I would guess. So for today, I'm going to look to try to accomplish all of the pirate-related stuff if we can. It is a lot of pirates to take out, though, so we'll see if we have the time for it. I'm doing a bit of an experiment, I guess, you could say, with the episodes and the schedule. I've never really tried doing 30-minute or 30-ish minute episodes before. It's always been about an hour long, or sometimes even longer than that. But I just wanted to give it a try. Really for no other particular reason than just to see like how it feels like. It is becoming increasingly more difficult for me in recent times, and probably moving forward, to sit down for like a full hour straight, maybe even a little bit more, just to take care of some editing and thumbnails and whatnot. So I figured maybe, it's much easier to find pockets of 30 minutes to try to get something done. And who knows, that might work out a little bit better. So, of course, with the reduced time, we'll definitely release episodes a bit more frequently. And I kind of like the idea of sticking with one character at a time. But we'll see. Might go back to a second character too. But yeah, especially for the regulars out there, please let me know how this kind of feels. I'm going to try this for a bit. I want to get a good idea of whether it is something that I feel like makes sense for the channel and that can be sustainable. And if it doesn't make too much sense or it doesn't work out, you know, we can always go back, I think. Just might be a little bit more difficult to fit the time in. Won't have as much room for error, I suppose. One of the things that I kind of hope to accomplish as well with, I guess, the shorter amount of time is I want to really, I'm a very story-focused, I guess you can call me a Let's Player, or just, I love focusing on the quest text in particular for my classic playthroughs. And what I really want to do is to try to get the most out of each story, even just like single, one or two quests that might be related to each other. I want to kind of put them all together in the same episode if we can, because one of the things that I run into a lot is there's a lot of times between episodes, between a decent amount of my episodes, is that there isn't a clear start and end. A lot of times the episode will cover a lot of the in-between, or maybe it'll include the start but not the end of the quest, or vice versa. It might be like in the middle of something maybe. And I feel like you can't always avoid that. I think there will always be cases where like that's just going to happen. But I really want to try to make it a point, even if it's not necessarily efficient from a leveling perspective, to really focus on one or two quests an episode and then have those turned in the same episode, like started and turned in. Of course, that'll also include, I think, a little bit more editing too, mostly in the form of just speeding up the travel time during episodes, not having like as much of it, and really trying to only include stuff that pertains to whatever the story is for that particular day. Don't know how it's going to work. I feel like, especially in the later levels, as we approach 50, it's a little bit more difficult to do that. Once you get to this point in your playthrough, it is far more about the grind, and it typically takes a bit longer to complete quests as well. But especially for future playthroughs, I'd be curious to see how it feels at the earlier stages, particularly 1 to 30, where you can get a lot done in half an hour. So we do have a mage player here. It's nice to see some more people here on Classic Era. Although it could also be a bad sign if they are looking to do some oh no, it's another priest. I thought that was a mage. Well, that works out better for us. I feel like it was the pointy hat that threw me off. I was like, that's definitely a mage, but no, it is not. Alright, that's better for us then. This is a... You know, Lost Rigger Cove is a big hotspot for mage AoE leveling. You know, which is why it wouldn't be good to have one here with us as we try to collect all of these hats and kill all of these pirates. Andre Firebeard typically... Yeah, he's right there. We can probably burst him down. Everybody else is going to hit us really hard, really quick. But we're at a pretty significant level advantage right now. Let's burst him down. It looks like only 2 of them actually came with him, so we should be fine here. Perfect. Andre Firebeard is now down. Let's get these other 2 guys down, and then we can drink some more. Make good use of our spirit tap for some extra damage. It's holy. Very cool. So the only other thing that we're looking for in particular is the stolen shipment, which is probably going to be in one of these houses if I had to guess. Yeah, probably this one. This is the bigger one. I guess it could be on one of the pirate ships, perhaps. I think we'll check this big house first. We've got plenty of pirates that we need to clear out. That guy over by the fire pit's talking to himself. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, these quests are a perfect example. Like, they all go together, so we should all try to do them together and complete them all at once. You know, but let's say I had like some other quests, you know, like maybe like I had some more of the Waste Wander Justice quests here in the middle. You know, it would make sense for me to stay out and take care of those as well. And try to use up our full episode, like kind of doing that. But I often run in, you know, if that's the case, I often sometimes run into a situation where I can't really turn them in without... you know, going overtime, and sometimes I just don't have the time to go, you know, past the hour mark. You know, so then I kind of have to awkwardly finish those quests, you know, at the beginning of the next episode, and I don't know. I want to see if I can just try to like align those up a little bit better. Who knows, it may not work at all, but I definitely want to give it a try. And as I was talking about before as well, with, you know, us approaching level 50, it is going to become increasingly more difficult, I feel like, to hit that half-an-hour mark. Especially for a quest line like this where it makes sense to do all these at once if we can. And I'm sure it's going to take a little bit more than a half an hour to get that done. But yeah, just bear with me, I suppose, as I experiment a little bit. The way that I craft my episodes moving forward. This one in particular is going to be a little bit more awkward since there's so much, I don't know, there's so much to talk about it with it. There's so much explanation. It's another thing that I try not to do as well. I'm really going to shift my focus back to keeping commentary a little bit less. Oh, this is going to be a tough fight. I want to keep commentary to a minimum. Again, I feel like I've lost a little bit of that, and maybe a lot of my typical viewers don't really mind too much. Should be fine here. With our Cassandra's Grace, I feel like our renews are pretty hefty. Enough to keep us alive, especially against just one enemy. We've got a druid in the area now. We did pick up that chest before, which did have a star ruby in it. Not too pricey, it looks like. We did also pick up the Valorous wrist guards too, though. These are pretty good. It's another thing that we'll have to do as well in between episodes. I gotta post a bunch of this stuff. Yeah, okay, stolen cargo, perfect. I certainly can't take all of this stuff, but we've got Stoli's shipment. I guess it is a little awkward that, as far as starting and turning in quests in the same episode, it's going to be difficult to turn in Stoli's shipment. Obviously that being all the way back in Booty Bay. But that might be an example of a quest that I am okay with. Kind of taking a little bit of extra time to get there, like in between episodes, because it's not. I guess that quest isn't. It's not super important to understand the context with a quest like that. And I suppose there's a lot of quests like that that take you all over the world. And most of them are kind of breadcrumbs, I guess. And, I feel like for those, I'm not as, concerned about trying to fit, a complete story. For one particular episode. But that would also be an example of something that I might, chop up a little bit as far as travel. Just getting back to Booty Bay to turn that in. Alright. Got some swashbucklers here. Let's start working on the dock workers. We don't have as many of those. It's nice to be at this point, though, where all we're really concerned about now is just getting our kills in and collecting our hats. Z Kidnapper. I actually don't even need to kill these. But yeah, today is definitely a perfect example. Even just look at the time that we have now. We're probably looking at more like 40 minutes today. I think with like the new schedule and just like the new approach in general, I think it's gonna work out. There'll be a little extra wiggle room for episodes that are a little bit longer than 30 minutes. Who knows, there might be a few that are even a little bit shorter depending on what is asked of us from a particular quest. Sometimes you can get pretty lucky. I know like one that comes to mind are the, I always come back to this one just because of my really odd experiences with it, but the like Centaur, like really any of the quests in the Barrens, to be honest, but the Centaur Bracers is one. You know, or obviously any of the hunting ones for Zephyr Hooves or the Planestrider Beaks. They're all quests that could take anywhere from like 10 minutes to like an hour, depending on your RNG and how the drop rate goes for you. So there's going to be some, you know, it's going to be different, I think. We'll leave some of these dock workers alone for now. We'll let the druid take them out, pick our own spot. Let's get the rest of our swashbucklers since they seem to enjoy hanging out by the docks on their ship. Doing a lot better on the pirate hats now. For a little while there, I was kind of thinking that there would be a chance that we'd get our kills before we got our hats. I don't think that's going to be the case anymore. Alright, the swashbucklers are down. We've got 3 more dock workers to go. Only 2 more hats. I'm sure that we will definitely get what we need, because we need 3 more freebooters as well. And just a couple more generic pirates. We got our mana potion back, which is nice. We had to use it earlier. actually spawning in like crazy. That was one of the interesting things to keep track of on the anniversary servers, was how certain enemies hyperspawned, like which ones did, which ones didn't. And I was curious to see how that would be affected on Classic Era, and like what we would experience. And so far, I mean, there's not that many people here. I don't think it's not that busy. But yeah, we are running into a lot of it. I feel like they're coming back very quick. Quicker than I would have expected, I think. I think we've got our pirate hats at this point. I've also picked up a decent amount of mage weave as well. We'll see what these pirate footlockers have. Yes, the map fragments. So I picked up 2 middle fragments. You can actually sell these on the auction house, which is something I did not know you could do. So we'll definitely put them aside. It's quite possible that we do end up with that quest at some point. I think it sends you all the way down here, though. It is quite the trip. I think we can find the rest of what we need out here in these little camps. Once we wrap up, we'll head back to Steamweedle Port. And we'll turn in everything that we have there. I think we have to go back to Gadget Sand as well for Andre Firebeard, which we'll take care of that too. But yeah, funny how this has already worked out. First episode trying to do a little bit shorter, and yeah, sometimes, like I said, you just can't help it. Some quests are just longer than others. Something that I could split up some of these, I guess, depending on what it is. Yeah, it's just something I'll have to play around with. I only need one more freebooter. Let's see if we can just pull one. It will be interesting to see as we get into our 50s too, though, how I'm going to handle, I guess, grinding. Because there are going to be... We're going to have rested experience the whole time. So I guess I'm not terribly worried about running out of quests that we can do. I think if we stay rested, for nearly 100% of the rest of our journey, that should be, the stuff that we kill during quests should be good enough, I feel like, to push us there. One of the big questions remaining still is whether or not we're going to be able to do any dungeons between now and 60. It would be nice to. I just imagine it's going to be quite the nightmare putting a group together. The majority of the time, at least. And now we've got a mage in the area. He looks like he's pulling stuff. We've got 2 mages. Oh yeah, okay. Are we actually done? You know what? I think we are. So it looks like there was pretty good timing there. Ended up working out for us. Let's get back to Steamweedle Port. We'll get these 2 quests turned in. Oh, you know what? Maybe Firebeard is also turned in at Steamweedle Port. I could have swore that we picked up the quest in Gadget Sand, though. It was from the wanted poster. But who knows? Maybe that same wanted poster was also at Steamweedle, and we just happened to pick it up before we went there for the first time. I think I picked it up in Gadget Sand for that reason, just because I didn't want to have to potentially go all the way back to Gadget Sand to grab it if it didn't happen to be at Steamweedle. We are back. Let's speak with the security chief first.
Hey, how you doing? Have a good one.
Ah, Andre's head. So I guess he'll make his trial. I guess he'll make his trial after all. Or I guess he won't make his trial? I'm not sure. Much appreciated, Alindria. Now, if you'll just sign here, I can issue payment for services rendered. Don't worry about the small print. It's harmless, and I don't think there's a magnifying glass small enough to read it anyway.
Keep it real.
Alindria, you are the woman. I'm sure that the cartel will ease up on me now that you've dealt with those South Sea scum. Let's see, what can I give you as a reward? How about a little coin, and you choose from one of these for your trouble. South Sea Mojo Boots. I guess we'll take it. I think they're worth, both this and the
Have a good one.
helmet are worth the same. Yeah, it's only 3 more magical spells and effects. I've had such a hard time getting rid of these acidic walkers. But I feel like we're getting boots soon that we can craft, so maybe I'll just ignore these for now.
How are you? Safe travels.
Great, thanks for the shipment. Now McKinley and I can finally settle our wager.
See you later.
Thanks again for your help, Alindria. Here's a bottle of Steamweedle Bilge rum. Take it to McKinley and he can finally put to rest this crazy belief about Booty Bay booze. Yeah, nothing.
Have a good
Rewards aren't going to be super great for us there either. But every quest rewards a decent amount of silver/gold at this point, so
What's up?
I'm happy enough with that.
Pleasure doing business with ya.
Oh, you're a darling, even if it did take you longer than I am accustomed to. This shipment should make me quite a bit of money once I've cleaned and personalized these hats. And seeing as I'm always willing to reward work that's well done, here's a little something for you. I suggest that you spend some of it on a bath, sweetie.
If you ever need anything,
We're now friendly with Ratchet, I guess. Interesting. Alright guys, that is going to do it for me for today. As always, I really appreciate you guys watching. As a random flash heal out there. And yeah, it's gonna be a weird experiment, kind of working with this, but I'm excited to try something new. The commentary will be a lot less clunky moving forward. I just felt like I had to kind of get out my thoughts as far as what I kind of wanted to accomplish with this, especially for those that follow my series very closely. We'll see how it goes. I'm hoping to really drive home that story-driven aspect of what I, tried to accomplish in my episodes, and I hope it works out. it's good that I'm doing it now, especially as we're getting into our 50s, as I feel like this format and this length are definitely more difficult to work with at this level. So if I can make it work, you know, between now and 60, doing it this way, I'm sure I'll have no issue when we start up a new character, you know, or of course go back to one of our existing ones that we have to finish up. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on that. And again, as always, appreciate you guys watching. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. And I would really appreciate it if you left a like and checked out the series playlist as well if you are enjoying The Priest. And you can support me on Patreon as well if you are looking for ad-free episodes and early access. I hope to see you guys in the next one. Take care.